One school down in Melbourne, St Michael's Grammar School in St Kilda, previously had a ban on celebrating Halloween. The chaplain sent out a note saying this is opposed to Christian values, it practices occult, spiritual stuff, and we don't want that at a Christian school. But now they appear to have reversed that and said people are free to celebrate as they wish. I think it is perfectly reasonable for a Christian school to say Halloween is against our values and we don't think it should be celebrated. So the idea that they're now reversing that, well, I guess it's up to them as a school, but stick to your values.
I mean, yeah, do what you want, basically. I couldn't particularly care less whether they do it or don't. I'm not a great Halloween person. But it's sort of one of those things that even though it has roots in spirituality or religion, it's just sort of transcended that, like Christmas and Easter. I mean, for goodness sake, they even celebrate Christmas in China now. And I mean, the religion is not allowed in China. They even celebrate Christmas over there because it is transcended the religious element of it. Of course, that is the undercurrent to it. But, you know, for a lot of people, Christmas is a time to gather with family and it means a lot of other things as well. And so Halloween is probably in that bag too. I mean, it's just an excuse for kids to eat lots of chocolates and drum up business for dentists, isn't it?
But also, is it really that offensive to Christian values? Like, who are we offending by, you know, putting up a few jack-o'-lanterns or putting people in costumes?
Well, I mean, imagine if they do
cobwebs.
If they do away with Halloween, what are the pumpkin farmers going to do? You know?
This is a genuine discussion in Christian circles, and there are a lot of people who have concerns about the kind of spiritual element of it and the ghosts.
Yeah, but that's if you're going and doing a Ouija. If you're doing a Ouija board with your friends, then of course, I mean, there's some stuff going on there. But we're talking about a few decorations and stuff like that.
I don't know. This reverend at the school was concerned it might look like an innocuous celebration, but there are deep spiritual forces
I don't
here.
know.
I wouldn't laugh at that.
I'm not mocking anyone's religious views. I'd just love to know what is the big offence. If people are getting involved in the Ouija boards and stuff, fair enough. But in general terms, I can't see a big deal about it. In the UK, and this problem just goes from bad to worse, and every day you hear a story like this. An Iranian migrant who was removed to France under the one-in, one-out deal has returned to Britain on a small boat as the number of migrants crossing this year surpassed the total number that arrived in 2024. The unnamed man was among 369 migrants who arrived in 7 boats last Thursday, having been removed from France on September 19. He was only the 3rd migrant to have been removed to France under the scheme. Before him, an Indian man and another man were deported. What is going on here with the UK and their border control? You can't make this stuff up.
How good is that?
This is Yes Minister stuff if it wasn't so serious.
Like, they've only kicked 3 out of the country and one of them's already back on the boat.
Seriously, honestly.
Like, talk about porous borders.
You know, it actually gets worse than that because he was removed under the one-in, one-out policy, which means
He is the one.
They deported him, they sent him out, which means the UK has now had to accept another migrant. He then came back, they deported him again, so they've had to accept 2 more migrants for his failed deportation. So net they're up 3 people in the country after all of that. It's just absurd.
But that's the problem with a one-in, one-out policy. I mean, it should be all out. Like, if you don't belong here, you don't belong here. As if they couldn't have seen this coming. Okay, well, so we'll send you back across the channel, and as if they're not going to try and come back again.
Well, the UK government, Keir Starmer's argument is that you need to create a legal pathway. And so if you have this other option, the idea is that they'll send an illegal person out and bring a legal person in from France. But it's so easy to cross the channel, as this guy has demonstrated. Why would you bother going through the processes when you can just jump on a boat, pay a few $100 to a people smuggler, and boom, you're back in the UK? It's just madness.
Where is this heading, honestly? And I mean, the pictures that you see out of the UK are just astonishing. And it's the kind of thing, and sure, we've talked about the protests and the uprising, and I wonder where this is heading and whether a government can actually fix what is going on here without what you're saying, Caleb, and that is one out, not one in, one out.
Gone.
There has to be some hard decisions made here, and there has to be some Trump-like action.